Hello, hello, hello. I'm Dr. Priscilla. I'm also your conversational English coach, as well as your consultant to help you get through that IELTS exam. First, I want to say thank you for being a member of the Facebook Speak Excellent English group, also being a part of the Facebook page. And for those of you who are also subscribers to the YouTube channel, thank you so much for being here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a few things regarding the IELTS exam. Some of the things that I tell you about the IELTS exam will apply to any English speaking exam. And the thing to remember is that once you are able to read, comprehend what you have read, understood what you have heard, the level of difficulty in any of these exams are uniquely the same. Here is where they differ. It is in the level of question, but the questions are not designed to trick you, but to determine if you have the appropriate comprehensive skills to be able to respond in an appropriate manner. And this is something that I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to give you a few tips as to how you can start building that repertoire of vocabulary words that you need to be able to perform in an appropriate manner when you're asked about the IELTS exam, or during the time that you're taking the IELTS exam, or the TOEFL, the CAE, or for that matter, any comprehensive English speaking exam. Is fluency important? Absolutely. Fluency is important. Do you need to sound like me? No, you do not. What is important is that you are able to respond appropriately to something that is being asked of you, or something that is written, or respond appropriately to something that you have heard. This does come with practice. Anything that you want to do and you want to do it well, you must do it with practice. Before I became a consultant or conversational English coach, I practiced for about 7 years with students, absolutely at no cost to them. Why did I do that? I did that because I wanted to bring to you today, 7 years later, the best that I could offer to make sure that you are able to pass the IELTS, the TOEFL, the CAE, or any English fluency or proficiency exam. My expertise is not limited to those taking exams. I can also help you if you're trying to move up in your career, on your job, find the best career for you, or to be a better communicator in the job that you currently have. Oftentimes, we find ourselves limited by some type of belief that we have that I can't do this, this is too difficult. That's not true. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Anything you put your mind to, you can do. Okay? Remember that. It's a mindset. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So I want to tell you a few things, and I want you to practice. In terms of building vocabulary, if you just learn one vocabulary word a day and practice that one vocabulary word as frequently as you can all day during the day, and you did that 7 times, one new vocabulary word every single day, at the end of 1 week, you would have 7 vocabulary words. Now, this is what I would propose for you. You have 7 days to learn 7 words, to familiarize yourself with 7 words. It isn't so much that you don't know the definition or the meaning of the word. I want you to be able to use the word. Use those 7 words for the next 2 weeks. Do not add any more vocabulary words to the 7 that you have. I want you to be successful and get a small win. When you start getting small wins, then you can decide if you want to add more words to the challenge. I want to challenge you to come on the Facebook page and use your word every day. Write something about the word that you have learned, and within 1 month, I can promise you that those 7 words that you started out with will help you to improve your conversational skills on a daily basis. So you start small. That is the goal. Start small and expand out. It is ludicrous, which means dumb, stupid, irresponsible, to start here with 50 vocabulary words from a list and master those words without any real context of information other than you saw these words in an article or you heard these words in a conversation. I want you to take deliberate action. Deliberate means intentional. I want you to take intentional action in using the words. Now, I don't want you to just choose any word, because what we need is a host of academic vocabulary. For the purpose of what I'm going to teach you, I want you to choose words that are 3 or more syllables. Okay? Strategy would be 1. Strategy is 3 syllables. Intentional, it's 4 syllables. Those are excellent words. Use those 2 words to start you off. I know that you most likely know the meaning of these 2 words, but I want you to intentionally use these words as a part of the strategy to help you answer questions that may come forth on the day of your exam. When you have enough of these vocabulary words, these words are interchangeable. For example, oh, hello, and thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. Priscilla. I am the CEO of Speak Excellent English, and I am a native English speaker. I live in the United States. So for those of you who are watching the replay, please leave feedback and comments. And for those of you who are watching now, thank you for watching live. If you type a question in the comment section, I will try and answer it for you right now. What I enjoy most is the opportunity to have a dialogue with the audience as opposed to a monologue. Monologue. Monologue is 3 words. Dialogue, 3 syllables, As you listen to people speak, if you listen to the videos that I have, subscribe to my YouTube channel, join my Facebook Speak Excellent English group. You will be amazed at how much you can learn in just 1 sitting. And doing that purposeful listening. Actively engaged. Become actively engaged. I've used several words now that those can be a part of the vocabulary words. It is not enough to know the meaning of the word. What is important and most significant is that you can use these words when you're engaged in conversation. Now, a question that you might be asked is to talk about, let's say, a book that you have found most interesting. Please, 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 please do not try to impress the examiner and tell the examiner that you read Shakespeare or you were reading a book about the makeup of the world. The examiner doesn't care. In fact, the examiner is ready to go to lunch, and the examiner wants you to go ahead and speak what you want him or her to know so they can go about getting their personal lives in order. Shh, don't tell anyone I said that. Just talk about something that is easy that you know. You will be graded on how well you display what you know. Now, the prompt might be, describe a book that you have read. You can tell the number of pages that the book has. You can talk about the pictures in the book. You can talk about the author's purpose. You can talk about what this book reminds you of. Anything that you want. Just make sure that you can talk in good sentences. I want to teach you about a complex sentence, but I won't do this today. But complex sentences will definitely add bonus points to the 5 points that you may typically get, and you scale up. So keep in mind, there's a time limit. It is better for the examiner to stop you from speaking than for you not to speak enough. If you talk for 1 minute, the examiner will add additional questions or thoughts or comments to what you've said that you need to respond to. So your goal is to try to understand the length by listening to yourself and practicing. What does 2 minutes feel like? You can do that with getting an alarm clock or a clock that has a second hand. See, this is the second hand that's moving. Can't really see for the shadows on the 12 now. 1, that's 5 seconds. Now it's almost at 10 seconds. You will need to speak for 120 seconds. If you can do that, you are getting at the border of being at a 5.5, even if everything that you say is wrong. If you can talk for 2 minutes. Now, when you talk for 2 minutes, please be aware of the number of you have to remove those, not all of them. It's not necessary that you remove all of them, but you probably will have too many if you have more than 3. So maybe 2, 3 and more, it is going to take away from the 5. What is going to give you the higher score then is to use that academic vocabulary. I want you to be aware that it is more than just the academic vocabulary, but each little tip, each little point, each part that I'm adding to that score of 7+ is because you did something differently. But if you don't learn one thing, you certainly cannot learn many more things. So we're focusing on one thing. And hello. It is so good to see you here as well. I asked a moment ago, if you are watching live, please make a comment in the bottom section and I will respond to you, and I'll give a shout out to your country as well. Now, we're going to talk about a book that is important to me. A book that is important to me is one that I recently read. My time will start in 5 seconds. I'll try to talk for 2 minutes. I'm only interested right now in adding in academic vocabulary. When I put in academic vocabulary, I'll raise my finger so you'll know that I'm using academic vocabulary. So the story that I'm going to talk about, a book that I recently read, is Robinson Crusoe. The book is very interesting. It has over 350 pages. I can't really remember the author, but I thoroughly enjoyed the book. The scene takes place when Mr. Robinson is stranded on an island. While on this island, he has to forage for his food, his shelter, and even his clothing. Apparently, Mr. Robinson is the only person on this island. He's very lonely. but he befriends a lot of the animals there on the island. Because he had befriended a lot of the animals on the island, he felt very much protected because the animals had become his friend. One of the things that I remember most about this book is that Mr. Robinson was a very young person, and he had abandoned his wife, meaning that he had left her behind, and he was enjoying himself on this island all alone. One day, a huge ship spotted his hut on the island, and the huge ship approached the island, and there Mr. Robinson was rescued and brought back to his home. So I talked for 2 minutes. I used several academic vocabulary words, and that is what I want to teach you. Focus on 2, 3, or more 3-syllable words, and incorporate those syllable words into something that you're practicing for IELTS, and you are going to ace that exam. For those of you who are interested in my free online class, I'd like for you to request permission to join. For those of you who would like live classes, those are available to you as well. But for those of you who are not interested in anything other than participating in the Facebook page, Facebook group, and being a member or subscriber to my YouTube, that's fine too, because what I want is for everyone to get what they need and be successful. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. Priscilla. I am a native English speaker. I am also the CEO and founder of Speak Excellent English. Until next time, I'm Dr. Priscilla. Bye for now.